Welcome to a fine gaming experience, everyone. Just ahead of us lies our final boss, the released Goddess Tyr. Defeating a god can't be easy, and we're going to prove that in more than one way this episode. This game technically has two endings, and we'll be getting the worst of them today, though not the easier. Well, there's a lot of good things we could wish for. A free healing before we take her on is quite handy. Sorry, not this time. Aw, we made her cry. We're the real monsters here. She won't do anything during this phase, and it'll end once her hit point bar is almost depleted. Sure. We can be friends, I guess. You can't tell me what to do, Sarah. You're not my real mom. You are not what? What an odd translation error. But we can't use agony against our new friend. Now the battle against Tyr begins. She'll be crying there most of the time because we're such big meanies. We'll show off what happens if we use agony in the next part, but for now we'll power up with Rudra, Puka, and some basic buffs. The goddess is nothing to sneeze at, and will be quite a challenge to take down this way. She's got only one health bar, but it has an immense 28,000 hit points to tear through. No other enemy in the game has as much base attack as her, including Goda and Jade. Her defense and wisdom are also in peak condition. A below average speed is her only low stat. There's not much diversity in Tyr's attack, sadly. The hand-raising orb toss is her basic physical attack. While it only targets one party member, it's going to hurt with that 300 attack stat powering it. The only other move she'll use is a party-hitting blizzard that can do up to 100 damage. She'll spam her blizzard spell for a lot of her early phases, then use it less as her hit points drop, but it can really wear your party down if you don't stay on top of healing at all times. Elemental weakness isn't something you can exploit here, sadly. She's weak to dark, so there's no real attacks we have that can take advantage of that. In her first form, where she didn't attack, you might have noticed Karn doing a lot of damage in his untransformed mode. His Dark Dagger does do dark elemental damage, but Karn's just so much better in his Puka form. Kind of surprised Blue doesn't have some form of dark magic we can use. I was goofing around with Comet too much in my trial run, and had her run out of mana way too early. There's clearly more to this boss, as you can tell from the episodes I've released. But I really wish there was more to this boss in the way of moves. While she's playing up the whole poor innocent me angle, she's still Tyr, Goddess of Destruction. I'm amazed we're not seeing some top-level magic being thrown around here. Many of the basic enemies loved using Bolt X to great effect, so it's quite surprising a single target whammo spell isn't part of her arsenal. Certainly some thematic reasons for the lack of offense, as we'll see, but doesn't make for the most interesting fight, sadly. And considering it goes on for 15 minutes, let's skip to the end. Careful there, Karn. Which should be a clue to you, Blue. Including Nanai. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my playthrough of the first Breath of Fire. Whew. This playthrough was pretty rough when I first started. Going back and looking at some of my original videos compared to the latest, there's a world of difference between them. But I really appreciate everyone that stuck through all my rough spots to enjoy this classic with me. I know it's those retro rose-tinted glasses kicking in, but there was a lot of fond memories I had playing this as a kid. Capcom really put some solid effort into making this, and I'll cover the team again in the next part, but there was some real gaming superstars on it. It shows in a lot of ways that this was a passion project for everyone, and it paved the groundwork for more hits from Capcom. As you see, we didn't really kill Tyr. We only managed to defeat the aspect she reveals to us, which her true self can just recreate. Our heroes will go out into the world to rebuild, while the goddess will slowly and likely, more carefully, move to corrupt and achieve her goals. While we think we've won, it will ultimately be her victory. All of our hardship, all of our battles, all of our sacrifices have been for naught.